Hello, lovely people. I welcome you once again to Bright and Clara's channel. Thank you all for clicking. This is episode 6 on a 4-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartment that we are putting up for our client at Adenta. Alright, so far so good. We are coming to almost about, say, 70% of the completion of the foundation footings. Okay, and I believe that you've learned a lot so far. My goal is to educate, to bring to bear the knowledge gain, experiences, exposure, so that you out there can also learn. If you want to take up your own project, at least you have a fair idea. Should the mason be doing otherwise, you can also tell him that, hey, I've learned a thing or two from YouTube and this is what it says, so that you can also at least correct any anomaly that perhaps might have been done by a mason who perhaps might not have, a certain IQ level. Are you with me? The goal is to educate. Okay, so what you see right now is what we call the footings blockwork. We've come to a height of about, say, 7 feet, okay, or we say 7 course of the blockwork, and we've achieved equilibrium at the top. The top should be uniform, and that's what we call top level. Okay, so when I put a board across from right angles, and I put my spirit level, I'm supposed to achieve equilibrium. Okay, so what is left right now is the carpenters are boarding what we call the footing pillars. So the carpenters are doing the bracing. Are you with me? And if we don't have enough board, all we are trying to do is do at least half of it. And so the client bought some extra boards. We must at least do half of it and then cast it, and then remove the board the next day and shift it to the next section, so that we can save some money. You understand? So basically that's what we do. We don't just insist that buy all the boards, because in certain instances where when I am in control, I buy all the materials. I do the same. I have to make sure that I'm able to manage the funds that have been given to me, so that I don't go back to the client asking for more money. You understand? Once an estimate has been prepared with contingency, we don't go back and say, I need money for this, I need money for that. It has to be, well taken care of. So we are going to do our pillar casting. Once we are done with all the pillar casting, which is what we call the footing pillars, I want you to write it down. Footing pillars or starter pillar. Okay, yes. Once we are done with all those casting, the next morning we can pour water on them for curing. Okay, we have to pour water so that it will cure. Once that is done, then we are going to proceed to do bitumen waterproof coating. Bitumen waterproof coating can be done both on the inside and on the outside. Okay, so I will explain that one later. So you can see that on the day of casting, the carpenter is there. Are you with me? The carpenter should be there, so that should there be any loose board, they will brace them immediately. Are you with me? So the carpenter is also at the site and then checking everything. So we do basically we do a clean job. It hasn't been easy, especially at this particular site. And like I said, we've gathered a lot of information. Moving on to the next project, we are exposed to a lot of challenges, and therefore moving on to the next project makes it more easier for us. You understand? Yes. So I'm really impressed with all the effort my artisans, the whole team put together in ensuring that we got to this level. It wasn't easy at all. we went through a difficult time. In fact, the sand was a problem. Digging was so hard, but we were able to pull through. Some people will say we have to use a backhoe for the digging. It wouldn't be appropriate. There's no space for the backhoe to do the digging in such areas. Assuming the perimeter fence walls were all not around, there were no other buildings, it would have been okay to bring the backhoe to do the digging. But then in such scenarios, you can't bring a backhoe to do a digging or foundation for you. Okay, so my name is Mr. Bright Antonio. Okay, I am the CEO of B&C Constructions Limited. Okay, we build houses for people. I prepare estimates. Okay, once the estimate is prepared, we have an option. But the best option is that you give us the money, we buy the materials, and we build for you. The reason is that it's not about you giving us the money, but it's about we working within a certain time frame. You understand? We know when to source our materials, when to make them available at the site. In most cases, when the client is buying the materials, there's a lot of delay. And when there's a delay, it costs us in terms of labor. Most artisans, when work delays, they are happy because at the end of the day, they will take their money. So once you put me in control, I know what time to start the work and when time it ends. And for that matter, I make sure my materials are available at the site. Are you with me? Now the pillar casting is done. You can see we projected the pillars about 2 inches out. So it gives the pillars a design. Are you with me? It looks beautiful. So what we are doing now is what we call the bitumen waterproof coating. We have to waterproof the entire fence wall, footings on the outside. Are you with me? And it is very, very important that you do this. At least the block will not soak any water. It will prevent any water from going into the blocks. And for it to travel all the way to the top, it will not. Why? Because when we are done on the oversight casting, we are going to lay what we call the DPM, the dam proof membrane, DPM. That is also going to be laid on top, and it has to overlap the footing block work at least about 4 inches or sometimes 6 inches, but preferably 4 inches is okay. Let it overlap the blocks 4 inches. You understand? And then we can do our oversight concrete casting. So call us, let us come and build your house for you. It is solid. You can see that the concrete were cast in diagonal. Are you with me? So that it gives the pillars enough meat to hold the block properly. So once we are done with the bitumen waterproof coating, the next is we have to push the sand towards the block work so that it will protect the external block work. All the sand you see, there's a gap here. We intentionally remove those sand so that we can paint the bitumen to go deeper into the bottom of the footings. That is the main goal. Now that we are done with the painting, we have to fill the laterite at the edges of the footings. Doing this will protect the block from expanding when we are pouring in the laterite into the main bucket. You understand? It will protect the footings from expanding or from cracks. It is very, very important. And most people, right after pillar casting, they start pouring in the laterite. No. You have to wait for at least 3 to 4 days. Let the pillar dry. You understand? And you have to pour water on the pillars, the starter pillars. You need to pour water on them so that they can cure. We call them the curing state of concrete. Pour some water so that it will cure. Are you with me? Yes. So once you're done with the footings, you don't just start pouring in laterite the next day. It will expand. So give it time. 3 to 4 days is enough so that it will dry properly, and then the laterite can start going. By that time, you would have pushed the laterite to the edges to close all these holes here at the edge. You would have closed all of them along the perimeter of the footings so that it will give the blockwork some stamina before the main laterite goes on the inside. You understand? And then when you do that, what happens is that you don't have to fill the laterite to its maximum. Okay, you have to fill it to at least 1/3 of it, and then ramp it, and then pour another, ramp it, pour another, and ramp it. That is a method that I think has been, used for quality and good outcome. You don't fill the laterite to the maximum and then ramp it. You don't achieve that maximum compaction. You understand? Yes. So I will take you through when we get to that particular stage. So for now, most of our board have become pieces. Yeah. So from here we have to buy another board because we were going to do the overside casting. We need to place board on the entire peripheral. I'm very tired. I feel like yawning. I'm really tired. It's about 3 a.m. here in Dubai and I'm still working. I need to go to bed, but I need to get this recording done before I go to bed. So pardon me. Yeah, it's part of the work. So bitumen weatherproof coating are very, very important. Again, we dug our own borehole, and then also we have to do water analysis. So when you dig your borehole, make sure you get your water analysis report. Don't just start using the borehole for your block work. We need to know the parameters, if they are within the WHO water parameters. Okay, yes, WHO water level parameters. If the borehole that you have dug, the water that you're getting, the parameters within the chloride, and all of that, if they fall within the parameters, then it is okay to use. But if they are beyond the parameters, then it has to be treated before you start using them. If not, it will cause your blocks to be brittle, your iron rods and all of that, and that also can cause molds. You understand? It will cause a whole lot of problem on your block work. Are you with me? It can cause a collapse of your foundation, and so always make sure they do water analysis when you dug your borehole so that you can start using it. And that is why you need to contact my cousin, Mr. Jonathan Amwa, and he will assist you in all of that. Okay, so apparently our footings is done, footing pillars cast, bitumen painting done. The next phase is laterite filling, and I'll be bringing that episode, probably episode 7. Okay, if you love this video, give it a thumbs up. I believe you've learned something today. Note it down. Okay, I will come your way with episode 7 with all the laterite filling and what happens thereafter. From me and to you, shalom. God bless you wherever you are. Bye bye.